a podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Deus Ex Media.
Content Capable acknowledges the Indigenous people on the land on which we record this podcast, the Turungurung people. We offer our respect to their elders, past, present, and emerging, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. Sovereignty was never ceded. Welcome to Content Capable, where I, Sam, am a bad podcast host and forget to invite my friends on fairly regularly by themselves instead of in a group context. This week I'm joined with Charlie from The Bits and of the Eldest Gods. Hi, Charlie.
Hello. Sam, you're fine. It's okay. You're getting on more interesting people. I'm not all that interesting as a person most of the time. So
I would disagree.
No.
I don't know. I did realize that I haven't had really anyone from the network on. I think I started, the first, wow, I'm just counting now. The first 9 episodes of this year's season were without a DXM, and then it was Ray. And then there's a whole nother 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 thrilling audio content, by the way, and then we hit Andrew, which I don't know.
He counts. He counts.
And then in quick succession, I realized that the network exists, so we go Christina, Haley, Taylor, Mary Clay, Ethan, the Chaos Gang, Christina, and you, and then I go on my break for the summer. For those who haven't heard me flag it multiple times. Welcome back. I am, when this episode comes out, I will be post Outer Banks American holiday. I don't know how I'll feel after that. I think I will feel very warm and tanned and very cold in the frosty Victorian Alps.
Oh yeah, you will be.
I don't adjust. I've realized I don't adjust to local climates very well. And that I haven't actually fully adjusted to living within an hour's drive of the snow. And it has been a bit of a reckoning of me standing in front of the fire going, oh, I'm cold. And it's the house is, 20 something degrees. And I'm just complaining that I'm cold.
Wow, an Australian being cold. Weird.
All the time.
Wild.
Admittedly, I am from the equivalent
there,
of Florida.
Right? Haha.
This is the greatest thing. I love, I think people forget that, Australia is the size of the US. So understandably, we theoretically have snow, and we've got desert, and we've got, swamp, and we've got rainforest. We've got it all, guys.
I feel like most people only think about the coast and, the outback. I think that's the only 2 things that people know about Australia. And they're that's it.
Fair. That's the vast majority of the population and the landmass of the continent. It makes sense. But then there's this lovely pocket at the very bottom, the very southeast of the country where everything is mild and lovely. There's fuck tons of farms. In fact, I've just stumbled onto a TikToker who's going through Australian wine, because we've got a little bit less regulation than the French and the Italians. And so we, our wines are, all over the place, and she's going through explaining, what the wines mean in Australia, and, as someone who's grown up, I'm oh, yeah, this makes total sense. But also, you forget that there are so many, wine-growing regions in the country. It's very weird.
Okay. This is a new thing I'm learning. Wine in Australia.
I've had multiple nerd outs the last week. It was time zones 24 hours ago. Now it's wine. Who knows? At one point, I might just have to do a podcast about how Australia is more interesting than people think it is. Tourism Australia, please sponsor the podcast.
I think that's the secret podcast within this podcast is you being Australia. Yeah.
Come here, and I promise it would be a good time. Holds up finger guns. Anyway, we're not here to talk about how amazing Australia is.
No, sadly.
I think Charlie's sick of me talking about how amazing Australia
I'm
is.
sick about you talking about it because I'm not there. So, like, I
It makes
can't
people feel missed out.
experience it.
It's exclusionary. And we're here instead to talk about a bit of it feels very belated Pride-esque. But you know what? This is coming out in the month of September, which is actually Australian Pride. So,
What?
look, Pride is everywhere. Yes, so this is the thing I learnt like about a year and a half ago, is that like while everyone goes, oh, Pride is in June. Sorry. I'm like, I always forget whether it's June or July. That's just me not being able to separate names. But then, so I always like, oh yeah, Pride Month, you know, all the things. But in Australia, we celebrate it in September, which makes sense if you like compare the season that Mardi Gras sits in and the season that September in Australia sits in, they're the same. So it like kind of makes sense that like that kind of weather, that time of year, season-wise, is like when we want to celebrate Pride. Because June is the middle of winter, and I don't know, most of us have either seen or been a part of Pride. People don't wear a lot of clothes at Pride, like...
You don't really want to have,
parades.
like, a Pride parade when it's, like, freezing cold outside.
No.
I feel like. So, yeah, that does kind of make sense, I guess.
It's like, it's obviously a smaller celebration than, like, actual, you know, Pride festivities in June because, obviously, America is a massive country. But also, like, I don't know, we hosted World Pride, but World Pride happened at, like, the start of the year. So, like, Pride is the whole year. We
Gay is
but
just
yeah,
all
we're
the
here
time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
year.
People are being gay and doing crime all the time. We just need to accept it.
Absolutely.
Let the criminals be gay.
Let the gays be criminals. Is the new slogan.
Yeah. So we're here actually to talk about your experience being non-binary, but also changing your name as well, which is a whole process that I don't even think about, to be honest, until I realize that people do change their names when they decide that they don't want to have a name that was often associated with the gender binary.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. I mean, some trans people do, some trans people don't. First off, I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna be using like the terms trans and non-binary like a little bit together because like trans is kind of the umbrella that non-binary falls under. I identify with both, and then I also identify with like gender fluid, which is under the non-binary umbrella too. So there's just a lot of like, there's just so many umbrellas. It's the gay umbrella actually.
It is. And I think that this is the important thing to kind of realize is that even acknowledging gender as a construct, trying to like put a label on every single person is also trying to like fit people within an LGBT construct. And I think we just need to escape our brains out of like, I don't know, having to put someone in a box, in a category every time.
Yeah, like you don't have to identify with all these things. It's weird and it's fluid, but like yes, technically trans is like the umbrella and then non-binary is underneath it and then all the other identities and such. So there's just a lot there. But yeah, so like when you're born with a name that's like gendered and you're just like, you know what, I don't really identify with that gender. I also kind of identify with this, and also neither, and also both. You're like, well, now what the fuck do I do?
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's a really hard thing. Like, part of part of me is like weirdly conflicted because obviously in an ideal world we want to like obviously change your name to something you feel you identify with, A, but B, we also in an ideal world we don't want to like have to feel that, you know, certain names are attached to certain gender or certain constructs within gender, you know. And it's really hard to like be that but also understand that like the reality we exist in is that a lot of names come with associated genders and people do make assumptions when you give your name.
Yeah, fucking language. It ruined everything. Like it allows us to communicate, but goddamn, why did we have to gender things in language? Throw back to like Christina's episode about like linguistics.
Yeah, listen out for another episode with Christina talking about the linguistics of life and maybe even the history of English in the next 12-ish months. We have secret plans, not secret, just very pencil in plans. It's like you've written something down in a really heavy pencil, you've rubbed it out, but you can still see it. That's the kind of plans we've got at the moment. But
we just need to slowly dismantle like all of language through this podcast.
Well, this is the thing. Like, and language is such an important part to not only like everyone's day-to-day lives, but also like to things like my work. And it's been a fascinating thing when the language that you choose to write and the way that you choose to write something, especially in a journalistic sense, and I know this is kind of going a bit down the garden path here, but the way that you choose to write something does, you know, you do have an intended goal with your writing. Like there is, while, you know, we as journalists like claim that we're going to be impartial, it doesn't mean that we aren't going to have an intended goal. When I choose to feature the voices of people who are impacted negatively by a decision, for example, the government's made, I'm obviously trying to get a particular reaction out of that, whether intentionally or unintentionally, or whether, you know, yes, my goal is to probably feature these voices and, you know, make sure that these voices are heard, but at the same time, you know, I am going to get a reaction, and I know I'm going to get a certain reaction out of that, whether I particularly think that that is a valid reaction or not. And I think that that's a very important thing to understand when it comes to the way that, you know, your name and gender interact, is that, like, you know, what you say your name is going to elicit a certain reaction, whether you intend for it or not. Yeah. Yeah. It reminds me of, like, in primary school, we had a guy and a girl with the name Connor in my year level. I don't think that they were at school at the same time, or they did overlap, but only, like, by a year or so before they left the school. And I was very confused as a child, mainly because I just didn't understand. But I was like, and the boy Connor had been around for a lot longer. So, like, my kid brain was like, well, Connor is a boy's name. But then, you know, girl Connor was there. So I was like, well, okay, well, Connor is also a girl's name. And so it was like a whole thing of, and I was a child at that point. So it was very easy to go, oh yeah, whatever. You know, Connor is a boy and a girl's name, but, you know, I could definitely see, you know, that is definitely something that you just forget, that, you know, names can be non-binary. Yeah.
I do also particularly love traditionally masculine names, like for females. It's just something that I personally love a lot. I don't know why. Just a lot of my favorite characters. Traditionally masculine
I think
names.
I've done. Yeah. So for you, did you want to share quickly before? I know we've been like on the garden path for forever. Your non-binary story, how you know, kind of got to the conclusion that you didn't fit within the gender binary.
Oh goodness. Well, like, I could be like, oh yeah, like there were lingering thoughts for years or something, but I was just like, there's only two genders. There's no such thing as that. You know, when you're just a sheltered child who like does not experience that, hey guys, queer media existing and showing those things, representation, it's fucking helpful. Because I didn't really know about this stuff until college. Like, I only really knew about, like, queer identities, like, sexualities in high school. And then I was like, gender? What? There are more than two? In college. Yeah, and I was just like, I met my first non-binary person. I wonder what their life is like. I'm so intrigued by this. You know?
And, like, yeah, like, as you kind of were realizing that, it wasn't just sexual identity, it's also gender identity that you can kind of explore a bit more. Did that start to make you question your own gender identity, or?
Yeah, I mean, also going to, like, a very, very liberal college allows you to be like, I'm thinking about these things. I'm wondering. And I think, like, some night I randomly said to a friend, I'm just like, I kind of feel like this percentage female, this percentage male. Like, I don't know what that means, but, like, I'm probably not non-binary or anything. Yeah. It's great.
So, very much like a soft launch of,
yeah.
No, like, so... And I know that we've touched on this topic before, but did you decide, like, how long was it until you're like, well, I feel like I should probably inform my loved ones, i.e. family and bits and pieces, that I'm non-binary?
God, I honestly feel like I blacked out how I told my mom, because I legit do not remember how I told her things. It's just like a blank in my brain, honestly. And then suddenly, like, she knows. I do remember telling my dad. And like we were just in the car, just chilling. And this was like way far down the line. I was like wanting to change my name at that point, like legally.
Oh, wow.
And I was just like, yeah, I want to be Charlie now. I'm not a girl.
At that, like, when, I suppose I didn't even think about when you go to change your name legally that you've probably got to start informing quite a variety of people, because it's a very public thing to change your name.
Yeah.
I suppose, what was the thought process behind making that decision that I want to change my name?
All right. I'm just going to keep like jumping around here. So let's try to like start me back on like earlier in my journey there. 'Cause God. Okay, so I like, oh God. How I came up with the name is like so embarrassing. So not necessarily fanfic, but like sort of fanfic. Self-insert kind of just stories about myself and things, and I was just like, I guess my character can like shapeshift into a guy sometimes, like as a disguise. It's not like I'm gender fluid or anything. And then I think I just came up with Charlie as a placeholder name. Honestly, I think I was just like, I like that one. Let's go with that. And I really didn't give it a second thought.
Wow.
That is,
and you just kind of ran with it.
That is the full origin of Charlie existing. I was just like, yeah, that's a solid name. Let's go with that one. And then finally, goodness, I think I was like telling my partner in college. Were we together at that point, or were we just friends? I can't remember, but it was like we were very close, and I was just like, I think I'm gender fluid. And they were like, oh, like, are you thinking of like name things or what's going on? I'm like, I kind of have this name going on in my head. Maybe Charlie. Maybe you could call me that on like masculine days or something. So for a time, it was, this is the name I want to be called when I'm feeling masculine.
Yeah.
And then I would just go with my now dead name the rest of the time.
It reminds me of all things, and I didn't even think to make the comparison because I haven't read this book in years, but I think the first Mangus Chase book where it's got it reminds me of that.
So it's the second one that Alex appears in, but
okay, sorry, yeah.
But yeah, no, Alex was like a big part of some things for me too. I think I like started to figure things out when I started reading the second Magnus Chase book. Like I think I was like midway there. And so, you know, it kind of helped things along where I was like, oh yeah, I'll just like go by he, him some days and she, her other days. And like I said, I was trying out 2 different names for a time. And it was really just my partner at the time who was calling me Charlie. And, it helped me get the vibes there of like just using that name.
So at what point then did you decide that you didn't want to be called by your dead name at all?
I think I was just like, God, this is getting like too hard. I don't want to keep like flip-flopping back and forth. What if I just go with this? Because it was like, yeah, it was a process of like that, and then also feeling like, this other name that I've been called the rest of my life no longer feels fully genuine to me anymore.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, when you told your parents that you didn't want to be called your dead name, you want to be called Charlie, what kind of like, I don't know, how was the process, at least from your perspective, of them getting used to using Charlie in regular conversation? I'm very curious, because this is one of those things that I feel like I'm really bad at. And I feel like I often, when people tell me that they've changed their names, I often dead name them at least a couple of times until I really get around to it.
Yeah, it's definitely a process for everyone involved. I think at this point, like all my close family members are like fully using Charlie all the time and like don't forget anymore. Mm-hmm. Like I'm gonna say 99.99% of the time. So, yeah. But it was a rocky road, to say the least.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was coming out to my grandmother that was the hardest part. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Your extended, like, I've handy dandy. I've met some of your family. Mm-hmm. I don't know how beyond your grandmother. Obviously, that was really hard to come out to your grandmother. How did your extended family kind of react?
So some of the more extended family got like kind of told by other people, mm-hmm. and I was fine with that. I was just like, I really don't want to come out to every single person here. Yeah. Like all the freaking time. Like I was like, I'm kind of done with that. Can you guys just like spread the word at this point? I've told the people I feel like I need to one-on-one. Mm-hmm. So can everybody else just like I did also make a post on Facebook about it.
Okay, yeah.
I was that person who was like, hey, I'm just gonna like do that, and then anybody else, you guys tell them, because I can't tell every single person that may or may not have known me before, so I'm good. But yeah,
I suppose that there comes a point where like you've reached a critical mass, and it's like, okay, I kind of expect everyone to tell everyone else now.
Yeah, just please
yeah.
play the game of telephone and just be like, this is the name. Keep that part. At least.
Yeah, because it does become the game of telephone where like the message kind of gets garbled a little bit. But it's just like the most important part is the name. Please, people, do not forget the name.
Yeah, that's the important part. Everything else, just whatever. It's such a thing. And yeah, I mean, so first, like I said, it was more important for me to actually come out to like my friend group too before even my family. So like all my college friends knew, and like I was Charlie there first because they're my found family. So
yeah. And I'm guessing they all reacted really lovely. And were
they're
really
all queer
supportive.
people, so like
Yeah.
they're all, you know, they have like blue hair and pronouns too. So it's fine. I think I was literally just sat down at lunch one day. I was just like, I kind of just want to be called Charlie now. Is that cool? Cool. My friend Kyla still says like, yeah, I was able to like really adjust to your name change well because you also cut your hair at like a similar point in time, and she associates people's names with their hair.
Actually, I think I do that too, to be honest. Because I remember one of my good friends who did the artwork for this podcast. He came out to all of like our whole friendship group basically at the same time, and we all kind of had known. It was very slow and gradual. It was, you know, oh hey, you know, can you please call me this name? And then it was like, oh hey, I'm gonna start, you know, transitioning, and then like a couple months later it's like, oh hey, can you call me this name? During that time that, you know, he went from, you know, having like a one haircut to like a completely different way of haircut, and it was kind of really helpful because it just was like, okay, mentally I've separated that name and that identity with this name and this identity. It was very easy to kind of go, okay, I'm going to change names.
I love that. It's so funny. Yeah, you know, you're just like, gotta get the trans hair now. Gotta do it. Gotta change it. Just like I'm changing the name. So like, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I came out to them, and then I came out to like my parents, and like I said, then I came out to my grandmother, and we had a very rocky relationship. It's still getting better, and it's been a process for a while. Because at first she was just kind of like in shock. It's one of those things. I've literally had to talk to my therapist about it, being like, I don't know why she was so attached to my old name. It's not like it was a family name or anything. But
I think it is very hard not to like defend your grandmother, but I think also it is a very hard thing for a person who for so much of their life hasn't been exposed to, you know, people changing their names, or, you know, people going, I don't identify with the gender binary, to kind of then have to like shift to it after 70 or, you know, 60, 70, 80 years of not having to think about it, and then having someone very close to you go, actually, I don't identify with the gender binary. Like it is a hard shift. And, you know, part of the reason why my quite elderly grandparents probably won't hear about any of, you know, I don't know whether any of my cousins or siblings are queer, but, you know, any of them, because they are quite old, and I think that it probably would be do more worse for the relationship than better at this point.
yeah,
I don't know. At least that's in my head, that makes sense. But who knows? It's everyone's individual decision. Yeah.
But I was like, it's important to me for the people in my life to know this thing, because I don't want to continue with this other name. It just doesn't feel genuine to me. So
yeah,
like, I want to just be Charlie. That's it. Yeah, so it's a fun time when your grandmother is like, no, I really can't accept this, and you cry in a Friendlies. Yay! Fun
Yay.
times.
Woo.
Fun times for everyone.
I know. It's a hard conversation to have. Just like, and I think it's a hard conversation to have with anyone you're close with as well, because it is a fundamental shift in how they perceive you to be. I know that I've found it incredibly hard, and obviously I try not to show it because I really want to be supportive, but I have found it incredibly hard when certain people have come out to me and I've had to either, no, it's not my thing to share, and because I'm a massive gossip if anyone hasn't already noticed, and I would love to, I love talking to people about things, but I've got to also realize that some of these things are really incredibly sensitive and not my thing to share at all.
Yeah.
So does the process look like to legally change your name, at least in the States?
Well, so it's a fun thing. For the thing is, I really wanted to like legally do it in time to like graduate college. That was like my goal. I was like, gotta do this. So first like changed all the preferred things, and professors started calling me. That was great. It was great. Be called Charlie by them. And then I was like, I have to learn how to do this in the legal sense. So it's honestly not terribly hard for at least where I live in the US, in Massachusetts. I really just had to fill out some forms and pay money. That annoys me. Paying money to change your name, going, a fundamental part of my identity shifted, and the government's like, please give us money. But that's just a personal beef. Yeah, it does kind of suck to be like, yeah, here's like, how much freaking was it? It was like, I don't know, like $100-something. Like,
yeah,
it was like ridiculous. But is government forms or whatever, blah de blah de blah. I definitely ramped like the whole thing up in my head. So much because you know what? I have anxiety, and going to a place and being like, hey, this is the thing I want to do, and like, doing something wrong in that process terrifies me. So I went with my then partner, different from the other partner that I came out to. And yeah, it honestly didn't take too long for like the first thing. I just went to like what's it called? It was like a probate and family court or something, and filled out some forms. Maybe it took like a half an hour.
Yeah. The anxiety is coursing through your body because you're filling out a form and going, fucking, this is permanent. Uh-oh, don't make a mistake.
Yeah. Like, that's the start of it. And then I had to do, like, everything else.
Because then you've got to change every identity document you own, don't you?
Yeah, then I have to change, like, my social security card, my driver's license. God, like, realizing that when I went to the dentist, I was like, God, I have to tell them I changed my name at the fucking dentist. Like, it was
crazy.
It's such a weird thing.
It's the weird thing, especially when it comes to, like, doctors and dentists and bits and pieces, of, like, when you're a new patient, you've got to fill out all this extra... I'm assuming so, because this is what happens in Australia. You've got to fill out all this extra paperwork, so they've got, your records, and they can... You basically, for us at least, you give them permission to access your medical records that are stored by the government, and bits and pieces. And so, like, changing your name basically kind of changes your identity, but you're still the same person. And so it's like, well, please treat me as the same person, but my name has changed. And, like, trying to explain that to someone, I don't wish that upon anyone. That's way too complicated for me.
it's sure a fun time. God, I just remember the like dental assistant that I was talking to was just like, are you trans? What's going on here? And I chickened out. I was just like, no. I was like, I don't know you. I'm not having this conversation right now. I just need to get my teeth cleaned, man.
Yeah. It is. It's an awkward conversation to have with strangers as well.
Yeah.
Who are like reading your name off a list or something. Going, actually, I have changed.
Yeah. So like it's just a process of like changing it on every single document. My goodness. It's
that would be
annoying
rough.
as fuck. So annoying as fuck. Yeah. I can't remember what was the worst part of that. Maybe changing it at my job, because I was in fact working at the movie theater at the time, and I did have to be like, hey, I'm changing my name legally. What do you guys need me to do for that? Because like...
Because it'd be fairly simple for things like once you change things like your social security and your driver's license, those are like points of ID. So like official things like banks and doctors and bits and pieces kind of start to kind of fall into place fairly swiftly once that all changes. But it's weird things of like, can you change my name on the pay slip and the scheduling roster and bits and pieces? I don't know, like online accounts, like where you've put your name in, like... That would be an awkward one to go and figure out how to change all of those.
Yeah,
and like,
did also have
a dead name popping up somewhere.
Yeah, I did also, in fact, have to like do that for like my bank accounts and everything too. Yeah, but it's just also. I feel like it was more awkward to be like, hey, this person, like, I do kind of know because like they're my boss. Be like, hey, I'm doing this thing. Please and thank you. Can I change it? Yeah, it was just a freaking time. But also, at the time I had actually been wearing a name tag with Charlie on it for a while, because one of my friends who worked at the movie theater was like, hey, I'll make you a new name tag because this is the name you're going by now. Like,
yeah.
So like that was also really nice and affirming.
Yeah, I think that's like a really great, like, let's normalize it. Let's make, visually at least that, my name has changed. This is what my name is. Just to remind everyone, this is what my name is.
Yeah. Yeah, that did get me like questions from people at first, and then I was like, yeah, it's because I'm doing this thing. But like, it's going to take a little while, so I did have to wait for like legal documents before they would do it at my work. Because of all of that corporate shit and everything. Yeah.
Let me know if this is a dumb question, but at any point did you kind of ever consider, what if I just, like, this is too much? What if I just stop, pushing it?
No.
No? I'm very curious because, like, I've definitely, like, tried to, like, actually change something systematic or change the name of something, like, I don't know, in a managerial context, like, oh, we're changing the name from this to this. And it's, like, so hard because often people have, like, the names of things ingrained in their heads so much that they can't actually. And you kind of, for me, too often I kind of go, well, I kind of give up. Like, this is too hard to try to convince people to change what they call something or someone.
Yeah, no. I'm definitely the kind of person who does, like, quit when things get hard sometimes because, I don't like hard things. It's hard.
Like,
but
anxiety's shit.
Yeah, it's the anxiety. Maybe it's a little bit of ADHD because I'm, like, not fully invested in it enough. But I was fully invested in this, and I was just like, I have to, like, see this through so that I can prove to, like, the assholes that I could do it. Honestly.
Yeah.
That was kind of my internal stuff going on there, too. So.
outside of your family, were there any negative interactions when you came out and then told people that you changed your name?
Not to me specifically.
Oh, wow.
That honestly, like, besides some family members giving me, like, you know, looks, or like my grandmother and such, I didn't get stuff from like people in other parts of my life. Like I said, work was just like, it was work. They all thought I was a weirdo though, regardless. So if they were also transphobic, I actually have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you had ever, like, post coming out, have you ever had to have that awkward conversation to kind of go, hey, you obviously know my name's Charlie, but I also need to let you know, because you probably haven't picked up on the fact that I'm non-binary.
That's also another thing. I tend to, like, not, unless it's like someone I'm really close with, like, but if it's someone I'm really close with, they probably already know, you know?
Yes.
Like, all the Discord people, they fucking know, because that's how I introduce myself. But, you know, people at work and everything, it's been 2 jobs since the movie theater. Like, let's see, Domino's, it wasn't really a thing, because, like, I was honestly kind of going stealth there. I was like, nobody knows here but my dead name. I'm just gonna, like, exist. And I think, like, 2 people, like, eventually learned that I was non-binary, maybe 3. And it really wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
And then here, I'm in childcare now. I honestly have no fucking clue how half the people at my work found out. I'm, like, so confused by it. Maybe it was because, like, it was on forums, or, like, my mom also does work upstairs. So, like, maybe I want to say somebody asked about me. I do want to say they asked her about me. And then suddenly,
I also feel like
everyone knew
like
my
in the
pronouns. But not everyone.
Yeah.
Like, a bunch of people that I hadn't told.
Well, and this is the other thing. I think in education, at least, like, people love gossip. Like, I have never... Beyond journalists, I think teachers are, like, the most and gossipy people out there. And, like, often it's in a good way. Like, they're sharing on, like, important information. Like, this person identifies as non-binary and, you know, that this is their pronouns. But often it's also, like, useless stuff. The amount of, like, teachers in real, like, here in Australia at least, that I know, that are, like, so ready to tell me about, like, what's the latest gossip at their workplace. And, you know, I don't work with them, I don't work near them, maybe I'm catching up with them for the first time in, like, a couple of months, but they are so willing to, like, tell me, oh, you know, XYZ recently happened at work, you know, and it's causing all this drama. And so I hear, I don't know, maybe it's an education thing, but, like, everyone tells everyone everything.
I mean, yeah, there's definitely been some gossip at my job. I'm not gonna lie there. You know, you talk about the other teachers a little bit, and it's because they got on your nerves.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's all good.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird experience. I would have to, like, be very frank, because it's like, it's not an easy thing to kind of sit there and go, people are talking about me behind my back, and it's not necessarily negative. And we're always taught that, like, anyone talking behind your back is a bad thing.
Yeah, that's why it kind of made me feel weird, because I'm just like, these people all know. Like, I'm fine with them, like, knowing, but I'm also just like,
yeah,
why are you talking about me? I don't exist. Please don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's not a comfortable thing, I would have to say. Like, even even for me, like, and I know it's not the same experience, and I have to be very careful, but it's like when I tell someone I'm the oldest of 10 children, everyone is going to tell everyone else that I'm the oldest of 10 children. Like, it's some sort of...
Whoa, Sam.
You know...
You're the oldest of 12 children? I can't. Wait, 10? 12? I honestly can't remember. 10. No, I think you guys need to go for cheaper by the dozen at this point. Like, you're almost there. Just go for it.
I think my mother probably would try to kill someone if like, she had to, like, have another 2 children. I don't think, like... At least the vibes I'm getting is mum's like, I am happy with the amount of children and the age of the children I have right now. I don't need, you know,
she just
any
needs a
more
new
children. Hobby. She does. She has so many hobbies. My mother... Look, this is a whole other sidetrack, but, like, my mother is the woman of hobbies. We called her the Tupperware Queen for, like, 5 years because we owned so much Tupperware. She sold it, and, like, she, like, makes these beautiful personalized cards. She's doing a massage course at the moment. Like, my mother is the hobby queen. She knows, like... You know, she's running 10K this weekend. I think this weekend.
Dang.
She hasn't run that distance in a race in like 5 years. I want to say maybe even closer to 10. It is probably actually 10, maybe 10 plus years. But like, you know, she's like a woman of like 7,000 hobbies, and I don't know how she has the brain space for it all.
I think your mom might be, like, just a superhuman, actually. She must be, in order to handle all of you with multiples of gingers in that family. Goddamn.
Yes. I think the combination of gingers and then, like...
Chaos.
Chaotic evil that is, like... children between the age of, you know, 10 and 4, like, you know that those children are actually it's between the ages of 10 and 2. I will have to admit the 2-year-old is chaotic evil at the moment.
Yeah, I know some pretty chaotic evil 2-year-olds.
Describing children in D&D terms, I think, is probably the best way to kind of, like,
True.
understand why they act the way that they act.
Oh my god, yes. I'm gonna do this from now on. BRB, I'm just gonna go, like, assign all of my students alignments right now. We were talking about trans things, I think. I don't know what's happening anymore.
I don't know. The conversation got very straight very quickly, which I feel like is almost homophobic. But let's keep moving.
Wow, Sam, you're homophobic?
Oh.
I'm glad you have nothing to say.
I don't think I think if someone accused me of being homophobic, I don't think I would have a response. I would, like, sit there and go, I actually don't know how to, like, respond to a person who, like,
because you can't be like, well, I have, like, gay friends. So I can't.
No, that feels like completely disingenuous. Like,
I can't be homophobic. I'm gay, so. I know, right? It's stupid.
What are other ridiculous reasons why people can't be homophobic? I feel like there should be, like, a list, and it, like, gets more ridiculous as you go on. It's like, I can't be homophobic. I read banned books.
I can't be homophobic. I read Percy Jackson. Just saying.
I think I'm going to have to use that next time someone... Not that anyone regularly accuses me of being homophobic, but, you know...
Next time Robert says it, because Robert says that all the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn around to Robert and go, I can't be because I read Percy Jackson. I suppose, like, nowadays, like, you know, you've come out, you've legally changed your name, you've told people you've changed your name. The process is finished.
But is
kind
it?
of, basically. But is it? Like, at least for you, like, how do you feel now that, you know, people are always using Charlie as your name?
I've gotten, like, so comfortable with it that, like, sometimes I do forget. It is a great feeling to be like, wow, I forgot I even had a dead name. That's right. But you know, sometimes I do, like, hear my name in a media and I'm just like, right, that exists. Huh. Mm-hmm. Wild. Yeah, it's an interesting experience, but it also does help me distance myself now from, like, myself then a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, who had this childhood? Wasn't me.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, do you find it now that because you've changed your name, you found it hard to, I don't know, feel particularly connected to your, you know, your childhood and, you know, probably your early college life as well?
It's weird. Like, sometimes I'm like, I don't always love saying Girl Scouts, because, wow, that's gendered. Screw that. But also, like, it's fine.
I still don't understand why Americans gender Scouts. Like, it's just Scouts in Australia. It's not Boy Scouts, it's not Girl Scouts. It's Scouts, and then it's Girl Guides. But even then, I think that, like, I think officially, and I often always said the Guides, because it was the Scouts and the Guides.
Yeah. America, why are you like this?
Please, America, stop. You're homophobic, and it's clear that you haven't read Percy Jackson.
America, what's with these two genders? The Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts? Nah. The two genders are actually the Scouts and the Guides.
This is the thing. It's like, oh, what do you align with? You know, do you want cookies or do you want chaotic evil energy? Can't have both. Make a decision.
I think here the Boy Scouts sell, like, popcorn or something. I don't know. I've barely interacted with Boy Scouts ever. So...
yeah, I have mild trauma, so I won't delve into that too much.
New episode for Sam. Talks about his Boy Scout trauma.
I think I need to speak to a therapist about that one first.
Live therapy session.
Yes. Watch on the next episode of Content and Capable. Watch me go through therapy in real time.
That's what it is. That's what we go through here. We talk about our passions and also the things that have traumatized us.
Exactly.
It's great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
my passion is being gay and doing crimes.
It never ceases to make me laugh, the be gay, do crimes shenanigans. Like, I don't know. It always makes me very happy. Well, I don't know, is there anything else that you wanted to add about your experience?
Oh God, is there anything else? I mean, I've already explained, like, the horrible ness of where Charlie came from, just the embarrassing shit. I feel like that's the most of it. That I can recall, at least. Goodness, I should have taken notes on my own life, because I remember nothing.
It's like I don't know, trying to write a biography, but, like, do it verbally. It's like there are things that just come back to my memories, like my vivid memories that I have of my homeroom teacher, who also was the head of art, who was in the same building as the film and TV classes, and she had the loudest voice, and the art and film and TV building was the most echoey building ever. So whenever you tried to film in it, you would hear her just, like, talking. She always talked with quite a loud voice, and we loved it. Like, it is such a fond memory, but, like, it like, I've only been reminded of it in the last couple of weeks. Like, I completely forgot about it.
Yeah, the weirdest
Sorry.
things just no, I get it. The weirdest things just pop into your head sometimes. I mean, I guess I could also say that like there was also a point where God, me and my mom were talking about like, oh yeah, I'm gonna change my name to Charlie, and she's like, so how are you gonna spell it? And I'm like,
Yes.
what?
Stupid spellings of Charlie. Actually, any name that starts with the letter C has like a various stupid spellings. Actually, and S. C and S. I don't know what we as the English language decided, but like the words starting with C and S have stupid spellings.
You're forgetting the spellings of Megan.
You are right. I feel like that's a self-inflicted
and like Michaela?
wound. Oh. No. I had a neighbor named Lakeisha, and we had there was a classmate named Letitia, and I got them confused for a very long time.
I mean, rhyming
why
names,
the K and T?
Yeah, I feel like the rhyming names do sometimes make it hard.
I think we need to like devolve whatever happened with, especially the Megan stuff, and the Shawns.
Oh no, not the Shawns! Don't bring them into this. Is your name Sean?
Well,
or is it Scene?
Okay, I'm gonna have to now link the Michael McIntyre thing where he goes, is it Sarah with a H or is it Sarah? So Sarah or Sarah?
Yeah.
It's great. It's one of my favorite skits. Anyway, but yeah, well, thank you, Charlie, so much for coming on and sharing your experience. It's been an absolute blast.
Yeah, it's been very fun. I've been trying to get Sam to do this for like a long time, probably since he started this podcast.
I don't know why it's taken this long. Like
every time you like asked for things, I was just like, "Hey, whatever you want to talk about, anything. I'm here to talk about trans things." Also, that one time I actually did something in my life, which was change my name.
Yeah,
the most interesting thing about me.
My stupid brain, like, and this is the greatest thing. I'm so glad for the Deus Ex Media creators because you guys give me so many suggestions for great new guest ideas, and then I like immediately, when I get in a panic, completely forget any of the resources. This happens in my life as well. Any of the resources that have been set up that means that, you know, sets me up for success. This is part of the reason why I can't like use any organizing tools or anything, because as soon as I panic about doing something, I completely forget that there's a massive to-do list sitting on my bedside table of things that I should be doing this weekend.
And you know what? You can always fall back on like repeat guests, not even just DXM people. You could also just call back, hey Owen, what else you want to talk about besides trains?
Oh no, I think we do another trains. We do like trains part 2 because Owen and I were not finished.
My God. Yeah, I'm so glad I found someone who was passionate about trains as you are.
I am.
That was quite.
I don't know. Yeah, there are so many great episodes, and I will say, casual, content capable listener, please, if you ever have a guest idea, email me. Like, you can find me wherever. All my DMs everywhere are open. My email, totally fine to email me with guest ideas. I always really appreciate it. I will say that it's been an awesome run of guests over the last couple of months, and we've got an even more awesome lineup of guests coming in the next few weeks as well. I've got some really awesome creators that like have popped up recently and have started doing their own work. And I really wanted to showcase them, and it's been really a great opportunity to kind of get behind and go, hey, I want to showcase your work. You know, do you want to come on the podcast? So really looking forward to the next few months of Content and Capable.
Sam.
Plus some very special celebrations coming on as well.
But are they all TikTok people?
Look, Charlie, you know me too well.
I know you. I know you so well. It's always TikTok people. I just need the listeners to know that
yeah.
Sam sends me
my
so
Instagram
many
algorithm's fucked.
So many fucking TikToks. every day.
I may spend more time on TikTok than most of my other apps combined.
I think
so.
that's the next thing you need to talk about your therapist. First Boy Scouts, and then TikTok. There you go. I've given you your next couple therapy sessions. You're welcome.
Awesome. Perfect. Now we've got to write the list down and remember to to bring it up.
You're like, I don't remember why I have to talk about these things, but this is what Charlie told me to talk about.
Charlie, my friend told me that I need to go to therapy for this. Awesome. Well, thank you, Charlie, so much for coming on the podcast. As always, it's been an absolute blast to record with you.
Yeah, you too.
Where can people find you on the internet?
I was about to do that for myself. I was like, do you want me to plug things where I am? I forget this is not my podcast.
Mentally, I've got like this massive script in my head of like how I want episodes to be scheduled. And then every now and then, especially when it's another creator comes on and they're so used to doing their own thing, that I like completely forget that like other people also like have independent thoughts of me. And I'm like, why are they? Oh, yeah, that's right. They're an individual human being.
No, I'm a blob. I am a fluid, a gender fluid, if you...
It's like Mr. Blobby or something.
Yeah, literally, that's me. That's me. So you can find me places on the internet. Most places on the internet, I'm at Green Pixie 12. We don't use Twitter anymore, so like forget that shit. And I also have a drawing Instagram at Green Pixie Draws. And then, of course, my 2 podcasts. You can find me talking about Percy Jackson shit, which is very, very queer. Like, even the first series that has no queer rep is kind of queer.
I forget how queer it is. Like, it is one of those things that, like, Rick Riordan, as much as he's done so much good for the queer community, also kind of fell into, like, some of the most queer territory he could find.
God, I can't wait to talk about The Last Olympian. I'm not gonna spoil it for any of the Eldest Gods listeners, but like, hey, there's kind of some queer metaphors going on there. So you can find me on Of the Eldest Gods talking about Percy Jackson, and then my Steven Universe podcast that I do with that friend Robert that I already called out before, is called The Bits. Hey,
Les Bits.
The Bits.
I reckon you should do like a
the
French
bits.
episode and just call it Les Bits.
That's it. We just Le Bits.
Le Bits.
That's the whole. Amazing, beautiful. We'll do it.
30 seconds, Le Bits, and then that's
When
it.
the fuck is Bastille Day? We'll do it like then or something.
We're gonna start celebrating every holiday with just like stupid shit on the network.
I mean, they are French fries. They're actually not French, but still,
No.
that's the joke.
We call them
is
French.
Is that they're French fries?
Unless you're Australian and then they're called chips. But, you know, we're not going to talk about the
You
chips
heathens.
phenomenon.
You horrible heathens. How dare you?
You can find me at sam.the.journalist on Instagram and on TikTok. You can also find me on Twitter, but really only follow me if you're interested in, like, niche news and thoughts. I don't know. I have like a couple of threads saved at the moment on my phone.
Threads?
Of like, this is why
Like Twitter threads. I know what you meant. But...
Yeah. As of recording, I am not on Instagram threads. There are a variety of reasons why I'm not on there at the moment. I'm kind of, and hopefully by the time this episode comes out, it'll be a bit more clear. But I am holding out, waiting for some sort of consensus as to what we think is happening vis-a-vis Twitter and threads and bits and pieces. I don't necessarily want to put myself on another social media platform that I have to monitor and, you know, feel a bit of a pain afterwards. Yeah, you can find the podcast at Content, the letter N, Capable on Instagram. You can also find us on Facebook. Just search Content and Capable.
Wow, Sam still uses Facebook.
I know. Well, actually, I like Facebook. Unpopular opinion. I really do like Facebook.
Sam, you're an old man. You don't count. Actually, that's weird. You're an old man who uses TikTok. Another episode for Sam to do, which is the best social media.
Oh, that'd be a great, you're giving me an idea. Okay, I'm going to have to think about this. But the battle of the social medias, and we get one person to defend each platform. I think,
oh my god. Someone needs to
debate
defend...
style.
So get someone to defend MySpace. Do it. Do it.
I would need also someone to defend Tumblr.
Oh, hell yeah.
Pinterest.
I know a few people who could do that. Ray being one of them.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to plug this week the game Mini Metro. It's by the Dinosaur Polo Club, which is like a little indie game developer. They do Mini Metro and they do Mini Motorways. I really love Mini Metro because A, my love of trains, but but B, because it's just like a really fun game that you can kind of do in the background and you don't need to like feel the need to be constantly playing it. Like you do have to pause it. It is a time sensitive game, but like you could be playing it and like leave it for months at a time and pick up the same game where you left off.
That's cool.
It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. And it's a great, like, the music's really calming. And yeah, maybe I play that while I'm editing podcasts.
Oh.
We've been having a long conversation internally in the network what we do while we edit. So maybe that's what I'll do. See whether I can get it on my computer without having to pay for it.
Anyway, am bad.
It does cost, I think. I don't know whether about Mini Motorways, but I do think I did pay for Mini Metro at some point. I don't know.
I play a lot of games while I edit. But anyway, let's end your podcast. Because goddamn, we'll just keep talking.
We will. This is the problem. I was like,
Sam, I actually like talking to you. Just so you know.
Oh wow, Charlie! I didn't even think about that. Like, I thought you hated talking to me.
Yeah, secretly, I've always hated Sam. Actually.
We need like a reality TV show that is just like, oh. So we're filming it. We're recording this pre heading off on holidays all together, and I almost feel like I want to like do up together like a reality TV show where whenever something happens in the house, everyone can go into like the confessional booth and like talk smack about each other.
Yo, let's do it.
It would ruin our friendship, but
let's do it like a really, really fake over the top thing, and then we'll record it and we'll put it on like the YouTube, like either restricted section or something. Like, I don't know.
Unhinged ideas from members of the Deus Ex Media Network. That is a whole podcast in and of itself where we just pitch unhinged ideas to each other.
Oh my god, that's something else we should do. Is we should have a podcast where we just do that for like. Keep
in mind that you and I have both been banned from starting new podcasts, so.
I think that's so funny. I mean, what? Why would we be banned from making more podcasts? Is it because we're overworked as it is? Probably.
Oh, I wonder why.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Charlie, so much for coming on and chatting. It's been an absolute blast as always.
Yeah, Sam. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. You do need to get out of my fucking cabin, though. Like.
Yes. Yeah. Goodbye. Press stop recording. Content and Capable was recorded, edited and produced by Samuel O'Brien. You can follow the podcast at Content, the letter N, Capable on Instagram, and you can find it on Facebook. You can also send an email through to contentandcapablepod@gmail.com with any of your thoughts, queries or concerns. The best way to support the podcast is to leave a review on your preferred podcatcher so more people can hear the podcast. The art was done by Opia, and the music was written, edited and produced by Jason Hilton. Content and Capable is proud to be a part of the Deus Ex Media Network, where you can find a podcast for any of your nerdy interests.
This season on Of the Eldest Gods,
we make our way through the maze of
Labyrinth,
Yeah, Labyrinth, whatever. And we tell you all about the next book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series.
And explain the myth context as we go along.
So, the whole stuck in a maze thing is just a gimmick for this book, right?
Yeah, sure, Ray.
Hey, Charlie! Where the fuck are we?
Only you can save us from the labyrinth by listening to our podcast.
Help!
Thank you for listening to Content and Capable. Don't forget to rate and review, and we'll see you next week for another episode.
Deus Ex Media.